Let's talk about some Japanese slang terms for video game genres. First is Parry, which is a parry game. So parry comes from like to parry something, right? So this is a game where you parry things. Wow, such a difficult language. Now, formally in Japanese, the verb for to parry something, like to parry a blow, uses the verb hajiku. But there is no such thing as like a hajiku game. You can, for instance, when talking about a game like Sekiro, say that you take ukeru blows and parry them, hajiku, but that's not a game genre. But Parry is, and has been a term used since at least 2010. Although from what I can find, it seems like it really increased across 2011 to 2014 with the first explosion kind of 2015. Not sure why. Now, as you can see in this tweet above my head though, Parry share kind of a borderline of definition with what's called justokaihi, or just avoidance. These are games that require you to make split-second decisions, such as technically parrying, so when this person calls the game Cry Machina a justokaihi and a parry, they are noting that there's some overlap between these two genres. Now, obviously, parry is often associated with FromSoft games. Here's another referring to Sekiro as that. But the real question, of course, is, does this mean that parry is a translation of soulslike? And the answer is, I'm going to hajiku that question and not take any responsibility for it. Depends on the person. Justokaihi daiseiko. That said, when I googled the English names of a bunch of games that Japanese people online were calling Parry, they were often described in English as Souls-like, so maybe. The person you're looking at right now is calling Wulong a Parry, and I believe we can call that a Souls-like, so yeah, fine. However, complicating all this even further is Shinige, which is a game where you are expected to die over and over and over again. This could be like a roguelike, but again, before you get mad at me, a Shinige only has the qualification that you will die a lot. There's no other roguelike features that are required. Like, I Want to Be the Guy is listed as Pixiv as a Shinige, so is Cuphead and Hollow Knight, and I've seen people call Hollow Knight a Souls-like in some ways. Certainly you have to justokaihi things, so it all maybe blends together a bit. Shinige probably has more currency than these other terms though, like it's been on Weblio since 2014, but surprisingly, these terms don't seem to be used together very much. So I guess there is, in a Japanese person's mind, some divide between a Parry and a Shinige, even though from my experience playing like Elden Ring, I'm certainly doing more dying than I am parrying. But like, here's a 5chan thread where somebody calls Sekiro a Shinige poi, or Shinige-like, Souls-like, but in the same thread, someone says a game is not like Sekiro because the game is not a Parry, so it's a Parry Shinige, with justokaihi elements in it. I don't know. But while there isn't like an official definition divide, most individuals will have at least some kind of place where the two don't overlap, such as in this comment where they say like, look, a Shinige is fine as a Shinige, but if it has Parry parts, you can't have the NPCs like getting in your way. So what matters most? The fact that you die a lot, the fact that you have to make split-second button presses a lot, or the fact that you avoid the parry things a lot? Whichever one comes up is, I guess, what you can call the game. Now, for all difficult games, though, you can just call them a murige, or an impossible game. Is a game hard? Well, it's a murige. But, unlike the ones I've listed so far, murige is the one that has seen use as kind of a metaphor for things that aren't games. Like this post here, which notes that men get upset at women for not maintaining their looks, etc. after marriage, after having kids, despite loading them with all the childbearing and household chores, and noting that, even murige have their limits. And similarly, in this internet slap fight you're seeing, the person being quoted is critiquing somebody who stopped while walking to send a text, and the person at the top is disagreeing with that person and saying that, like, life is already a murige, I have to think about other people while I'm just texting, this is crazy. If life is pushing you to the brink, you can call life a murige, even though you don't download it on Steam. Murige can also be used kind of like an adjectival noun in the way that Japanese people often do via no. So like in this post here, you see a day called a murige no hi, or like just a impossible day. Noting that all these problems that have never happened in years are happening on the one day that they're working at home with their 3-year-old. And there are also a bunch of collocations, or like noun-verb combinations that you'll see quite regularly. For instance, murige o koryaku suru is to attempt to win against like impossible situations. Murige o shirareru, so the passive form, is when like you're forced into a unfortunate situation. Combine it with tachimukau to mean like facing off against the difficulty. And murige o kanjiru is like when something gives you murige vibes, as in the examples you're looking at right now. That said, if you hate all this difficult stuff though, you might want a nuruge, which is a game that is nurui, right? Like kind of lukewarm. Now this can mean a game that's just literally easy, but it can also be a critical use that's kind of like saying, hey, this is a simple game, get good, scrub. Or by extension, look how good I am at this game, it's too easy for me. So for instance, this person here is doing that bragging style, being like, this game is easy, I am great. But this person here is talking about how a glitch turns Zelda into a Nurige, not meaning that they're great at it, just meaning that the game is now easy. But just like Murige, a Nurige can be used when just your life is easy. Like if you think lectures are a cinch, well then they are a Nurige for you. Or this person arguing that men who just have a lot of confidence are living life like it is a Nuruge. And if your job is easy, you can call that a Nuruge. Indeed, you can flip between hiragana and katakana if you want. Katakana is more common, but hey, there are no rules. Japanese script system is a nuruge. That said, I should stress that nuruge aren't inherently bad, like this person's complaining about them, but some people enjoy nuruge. The term isn't inherently critical. On the flip side though, if you want to talk about a game that's both easy and bad, kusoge, literally a shit game, is that. It's that. And as this post shows, these are distinct concepts, so the game they're talking about is both easy and trash. It's a nuruge and a kusoge. So yeah, for all these terms, there's a bit of overlap here and there, and the distinctions can be at times quite hard to unpack, but for me really, the only true murige out there is thinking of a good ending to this video.